Okay, everybody. So I just recently got a new constant glucose monitor from Lingo. It's hellolingo.com. And just as of late, the CGM companies or the constant glucose or continuous glucose monitoring device companies have been granted sort of an overall blanket ability to give CGMs to regular people without a prescription. So prior to this, I had been using some other companies, and what they would do is I would get the glucose monitor from them, but apparently they had to have some sort of doctor on staff. And so there was some back end shenanigans that had to happen. Not really shenanigans, but all sorts of processes on the back end so people could get these glucose monitors without a doctor's prescription. And so it was very expensive. It was probably $175 for every 2 weeks. So I didn't do that very often because of the cost, but I did some great experiments back in the day. And so now we've come out with two companies that I know of so far, actually three, but the main two are Stello, which uses a Dexcom constant glucose monitor, and then the Lingo, which uses an Abbott Freestyle Libre. And so we're going to do some experiments and reviews on those in the next couple months. But I did want to just put on my Lingo device for you guys today to see. So sometimes when I used to put on these continuous glucose monitors, I sometimes say constant, I forgot to rub down the area with the alcohol. I'm not doing it because of a sanitary issue. Of course, it's good to always do this before you puncture your skin, but I do feel like the little tape around the CGM sticks better if you do that first. So I've done that, and then let's open, where's my box? So the device will come in a situation like this, little box. I actually got a big box, and two of them came in one box, which is a full month supply. So every CGM you wear lasts for 2 weeks. So let's open this up. And inside we have two pieces. We have this little device that you have to unscrew. Okay. And then we have a packet like this. It's kind of tough. All right. And you put the two together, give it a snap like that. So it looks like the CGM was on this side, and then this side is a little applicator that's got sort of a spring for this needle to go in and place a little filament underneath the skin, and then the CGM covers it. So here we go. You like to put this on the fattiest part of your arm and in a place that's not going to be too uncomfortable if you're sleeping on it or whatever. I'm going to put mine here today, and here we go. You just push it, and there it is. I kind of pushed that a little hard, but normally I don't feel this at all. And so now this is going to be on me for 2 weeks. I think that on this one, I'm going to put some sort of Band-Aid over top, because the last time I used the Lingo, I noticed it peel off just a little bit. And I do think it's because I didn't wipe it down with the alcohol first, but I did rub it, and it was the first time ever in my entire life that a CGM came off on me. So we'll see how this one works. What else did I want to say? Sometimes, now it takes about 24 hours, maybe less, but give it 24 hours for this to start reading the interstitial fluid in your body. So how these things work is, instead of it going into your vein or reading your blood, it actually reads the fluid, how much blood or how much glucose is in the interstitial fluid between your cells. So it's going to be a little bit different than just pricking your finger. So I suggest after your body gets used to this for about 24 hours, I would prick your finger with your regular glucose monitor and then compare it to what's on the CGM. Because let's say on the CGM, it says the minute you prick your finger, let's say it says you were 90. So if you prick your finger, it might say that you're 82. So then you know that you are about 8 to 10 points off between the two devices. So just know that the most important thing about the CGM is to read the trends of what's going on. It's not necessarily the number. Of course, you do need to see if your number is going super high, like over 140. Those are important numbers to know, but just know that it might be slightly off. So if you're at 180 on a particular day and something's going on, and you probably should just double check, finger prick it to see, is it really 160 or is it really 180? Or maybe it's actually 200, if that makes sense. So there could be a slight discrepancy. Some of the devices will let you actually go in and put in a kind of a buffer, or you can change it right in your app. So I don't have my phone here, but this is going to now connect to an app on my phone. And with the NutriSense CGM and their app, I was able to go in and manually correct it for, let's say, if it was 20 points off of what I pricked on my finger, I could adjust that in the app. So that's always helpful. I can't do that in the Lingo. So that is one of maybe the negatives of this particular brand. They might change their app, maybe with more feedback on the fact that we do need a calibration or the ability to go in and change the number if our blood glucose is very different from what's in the CGM. So I think what's going to happen is maybe write down all your questions that you have, and then over the next 2 weeks, because now this is on me for 2 weeks, I'm going to be doing some experimentation, and you guys can ask me questions and I'll address them on future videos. And I think that's all I had to say today. Thanks for joining.